start a new case. Yeah.
I want to
Okay.
record this.
Yep. So start a new case, and you'd click on that and you'd pick your carrier. Well, we could actually do Transamerica through here, but Transamerica has an okay illustration tool itself. So I go straight to Transamerica. We could actually illustrate National Life Group here, but why? National Life Groups is so much easier than this. But Mutual of Omaha is the only way that we can actually do an illustration. Now, when you write an IULE, if anyone's familiar with the IUL Express, great product for a permanent life insurance. Okay. If you write the Easy Solve IULE, it does the illustration for you. You don't even have to show them the illustration because you're doing it based on cost of insurance. Okay. And what I mean by that is, so let's go back to our Mutual of Omaha. When you're here, you also need to bookmark this online quote page. Okay. Because if you click on this online quote page, it's going to bring these easy quotes up to you. Make sure you bookmark this page. I have this page bookmarked as quotes for Mutual of Omaha. If I click on this bookmark here, if you can see, I have all my carriers bookmarked under FFL. So if you don't have a folder in your bookmark bar, I suggest you do that. If you don't know how to do that, let me know. I'll show you how to do it. It's pretty simple. But anyways, you want to bookmark this page. If you don't know how to bookmark, hit Control D. If you have a PC, it'll bring your bookmarks up, and then you can put it into, oops, I don't know what the heck happened there. You can put it into different folders and things like that. But anyways, so you're here. So this is the IULE. Well, this is just quoting. Okay. All you're doing is quoting this as life insurance. All right. There's no illustration here. But hey, if they like the amount of life insurance, maybe it's 50,000 and whatever that number is, let's just say this person's Alabama, they're male, they're 46 or non-tobacco, and they want, here it's almost like final expense. Well, how much coverage do you want? Oh, I want 50,000 or 100,000. Oh, okay. Well, for a 46-year-old, that's $51 a month. Okay. Well, you can actually illustrate this in WinFlex. If they really want to see how much cash growth, there is the IULE in the WinFlex. You can actually illustrate that. You can also write the IULE to where it is more of a IUL where they can add money to it. It's not the easy solve. When you do the application, you do it as a non-easy solve. It's like a cash value solve. And we can illustrate it that way. So I'm going to use this just to show you guys. So I'm going to use the IULE. Now, the product, in my opinion, for the IUL with Mutual of Omaha is the Income Advantage. That is a full medical, and it's right there with National Life Group. It's right there with F&G. They're gonna illustrate almost identical. Okay, they're great products. It just requires blood work. The IULE doesn't require blood work, but it's not the same product. It's a simplified issue product. Simplified issue product means the you don't have to have any medical. You also can get, if you have diabetes and it's your A1C is a little bit high, boom, you're gone. Or if you take a certain medication, boom, you're gone. There's cut and dry, yes or no. It's simplified issue. So sometimes it's hard to get people approved on the IULE. I've had them declined on the IULE. I've gone to the Income Advantage and got them approved because it's full medical. It's more lenient. Let's just say that. And if anybody has any questions as I'm rambling here, please chime in. So when you're doing the illustration, you're going to put the client's name, you're going to put their age, just your normal stuff. Are you a smoker, non-smoker, that kind of thing? What state are they in? And then go to solve for. Now, the IULE has what's called easy solve. If you want to turn the IULE into a actual IUL, you can actually do a no solve or premium solve. And then when you do the application, you just have to select, there's two choices. There's easy solve and there's another choice. I think it's cash value solve, but either way, you select the other one, and that's going to be one of these other solves. Okay. So the solve is, let's just go with the let's go with face solve. Okay, because in this case here, we can actually do that minimum death benefit, maximum cash value. We got minimum premium, we have target premium, solve for CV, solve for cash value. So this would be the maximum funded. If you want to max fund an IULE, you can actually do that. You do it right here. Okay. And let's say they want to put $500 in, well, probably won't be able to do it because it's probably going to be more life insurance. You can only go up to like 300,000. Let's just say 250. They want to do 250 a month and they want to max fund it. Okay. Well, you can actually do that with an IULE. Disbursements, we're not going to calculate any disbursements. We're not going to worry about the index strategy. You're just going to go for, the defaults, 5.95. That's their highest one, which is S&P, 100% participating. Policy options. Now, don't know why. BSP is the monthly premium mode. So you have annual, semi-annual, quarterly, and whatever BSP is. I actually talked to someone and looked it up, but I forget what the acronym is. It's an acronym, but it means monthly premium. Don't know why, but it does. So that's your monthly premium is BSP. Just know that when it comes to Mutual of Omaha and WinFlex. Riders, we're not going to do any riders. We're not going to worry about the reports. Agent info, you do have to put your agent info. If you haven't already done that, you can save it with this little saving icon. That way you don't have to keep doing it every time. And then basically you just go right up here to calculate. So it's really simple. You calculate it. It takes a little bit. Again, National Life Group would have been done. So, there's the reason why we're partial to National Life Group is it's just so easy, so quick to make changes on the fly, and that's the only reason. I mean, it probably cost me 20 grand using National Life Group if I would have went to all F&G or Mutual of Omaha. So now we're going to click on this PDF, and that's going to show us the illustration. Page 2 is going to be your summary. Pretty simple. So it's 146,000 of death benefit, put 250,000 in. I could have said, hey, I want to stop at age 65. You can do that. I'll go back and show you guys that real quick. How we doing on time? Okay, so you got to go to the landscape pages. So if you just, up there's the landscape pages, and that's your illustration pages. When you get to your landscape pages, okay. So here's your landscape pages. Guy's 46. He has 0 surrender value, but look, it was 0 year 1. 330, 33,000. I mean, it's not horrible. If I compared this to National Life Group, it really wouldn't be that far off in all actuality. And this is the IULE. So it's not a bad, except you have to, if you're going to illustrate it this way, you're doing it through WinFlex. So, and then if we look at, the guys, I use 67 as my default, age. He's got 99,000 in there for the surrender value, 146 death benefit, and the death benefit keeps growing. So same thing. It's similar to any other IUL. Any questions thus far? So I think I can hold that one open. I don't know if I can or not, but we're going to go back here. Now, when you want to make changes, you got to click on their name. Now, I didn't put a name on it, but you're going to click on their name. You're going to come back here, solve for, maybe you want to change something, but here's where you could say, oh, I want to only pay this in for age till age 66. Okay. And now they're going to pay in from 45 to 66. Minimize that. Where before they were paying till the end of life. Okay. That's what this one shows. They're paying in. See this premium over here on the left, 3,000, that's 250 a month. They're going to pay it till age 120. Okay. Well, now let's stop it at age 67. We'll calculate it again. And I'm going to jump off of this one. So this is the income advantage. Again, same thing, works the same way. It's a full medical. Your application is going to be, where you have to add the illustration. If you do the illustration on the IULE and different, you do want to add it also if it's different, especially how we're doing it right now. You need to you would save this PDF and then upload it when you do the application. So every life insurance is the same or level. We could also do it increasing. Again, I mean, you can, your IULE can be done as a full regular IUL. I mean, so it is a good product. Again, I sold a shitload. I got a trip to London selling this product. So again, there's, everything's the same, but our income, somehow it didn't save. It was supposed to stop putting it in. Okay. I don't know. Whatever I did something wrong. I didn't save it right, but this should have stopped the actual premium going in at age 67. And for some reason it's still going, but I'm not going to get into the minutia of it. It is what it is. Now, F&G is going to be our carrier that's going to be closest to National Life Group. It's full medical. It doesn't require any blood work. And you have to go into their product. Now, they have two areas. You have sales tools where you have your illustrations. You have forms and materials where you do your online application. So you have to kind of you'll save the illustration. You'll then upload it with your online application when you go do your application. So you go to two places. It's in their same portal here, but you got to go to two places. Unlike National Life Group, you do the illustration, you go to the little green button, you click on it, you do the you do the application. So, I mean, it's a little hinky. Got the Explore illustrations here. And you would start a new case. You would put the person's information in. 1982. They're 43, male, Tennessee, Index Universal Life, find your available products. Now, they have 3 different products. I have looked at what these are, and I forget exactly. The Path Setter is really all I use. And I forget exactly if this is like an executive bonus or if this one is something, I don't know what the difference is. Does anybody know what the difference of these 3 are?
No.
I believe Everlast is for more protection focus.
Okay. So more life insurance. So Path Setter is going to be your one where you can max fund and have more cash growth. Okay. So, and that's usually the people we're talking to. That's what they want to do. But if there are more, you might bounce between the two, But for me, I don't do this enough. So they did add this quick solve where you can just kind of click this quick solve. It gives you this. It's going to do an automatic B to A. If you guys aren't familiar with your death benefit option, that is level or increasing. So B is increasing, and this is standard through all carriers. B is increasing, A is level. Okay, so it's going to go it's going to increase until age 65, and then it's going to go back to level. All right, that's basically how this is going to illustrate if you use this quick solve. Now, you can also pick other solves. Max accumulation and income, target face and income, face premium or specified income, income stream, max accumulation. Normally when I'm doing it, I'm doing the max accumulation. I don't normally do the income streams. Usually when you do income streams on most carriers, and National Life Group's that way, it is a paid rider. So that actually reduces the cash growth or reduces the actual lifetime income because it's a paid rider. it's more guaranteed. So sometimes you can offset that, and that's all good. I might be getting in the weeds here, and I apologize. But max accumulation, and then you get into this. Well, is it face salve or premium salve? Well, normally we're doing a face salve, okay, because we're going to add the premium. So if you clicked on premiums, then you can add the premiums. Well, this guy's going to do 500 a month. All right. So we say 500 a month, and it's going to go to however many years. And so this is what's so weird. We can do all. And if you want to go to age 65, you got to play with all this 1 year, 5 year, 10 year. It's just not as easy. So this takes you to the end. If you wanted to get rid of these and say, oh, I want this guy to pay till age 67, you can click here. You can zero this out. And then from then on, it's going to be zero. Okay. So that's one, you do all, and then you pick wherever it is that you want to stop them putting money in, just so they can show how much they're going to have in retirement, for example, where they're no longer putting money in. Well, you can do that by zeroing it out, because it's from that point on, it's wherever you are, that point on, it's all, or it's 10 years or 5 years or 1 year. You just got to get used to doing it. If you're very used to doing it, it's a piece of cake. Because then you say, okay, you got all this done. We're still doing this increasing. I didn't change this. I could change this back to option A, and then it just makes it level. And then I go view and print illustration. So when I use fidelity and guarantee, I call it felony and guarantee, because I have had 4 people decline for National Life Group, and 3 of them approved with F&G. So my new nickname is felony and guarantee. If I know someone has a felony, I'm going to go straight to F&G. I'm not even going to do a National Life Group. I'm not sure where Mutual of Omaha is on felonies. I know when you look at most of their underwriting guides, they say 10 years. So if it's over 10 years, I may try, and they still got declined with National Life Group, I can always go to Mutual of Omaha. If it's under 10 years, normally they're not accepting, they're going to decline it. So then you got to kind of scroll until you get to the illustration and see whether it's the guaranteed illustration or, this one uses 3 columns. So it uses a guaranteed assumption, a non-guaranteed, which is middle of the road, and then a non-guaranteed, which is basically what this has done over the last historically is going to be a 6.14% return. And that's how this is going to illustrate here. And let's say it stopped putting money in at age 65. And so there you go. So that's that. Now, another easy one to illustrate is Ethos. How are we doing? Oh, 7 minutes. Okay. So another one to illustrate, and it's not a bad product, is Ethos. If you go to Ethos, you got your quote and application. And again, if you guys who are new, you need to jump on these different sites and play with them. Go to home, go to quote, go to customers, go to earnings. And my daughter's staring at me. We'll go eat. Yeah. I'll be done here in a little bit. Yes, 10 minutes. My daughter's threatened me. All right. So you've got your quote. You go to your different products: term, index, universal life, final expense. Obviously here we're talking about IUL. So you go here and just plug in their information. Another nice thing is you have this knockout guide. So you want to know, if they're borderline diabetic or wherever they are with their diabetes. Sometimes, again, this is a simplified issue. This is similar to the IULE, okay, which is simplified issue, no medical. But it's cut and dry. If they take one certain medicine, you're done, okay? Now, this has different solves. You can do a smart solve. You can do max cash value. You can do more solves. You can do protection focus, retirement income. So that's going to be more of paying out that lifetime income, which it usually has a rider and et cetera, et cetera. So you can put in how much they want to pay. You know, I want to put $1,000 a month into it. Most of those, normally we're going to go to a National Life Group or an F&G. Usually where we like Ethos fits in somebody who wants to only put $100 or $200 or $300. What we found is Ethos will actually, when I did a comparison side by side of National Life Group and Ethos at $300, I forgot what the age was, maybe like 35. Ethos actually outperformed the National Life Group. So I don't know if their cost of insurance was less or what the story was. But you're gonna pick whatever the solve is. You pick your amount, how many years they want to pay in. If they're 35, maybe they want to pay in 30 years. That's going to put them to 65, and then you hit quote somewhere.
I love the bottom. It gives you the
no,
insights on underwriting, which is
You,
great.
you have to fill everything out. It won't let you do the.
it won't let me. Yeah, so
You have to put the date.
so 01/01 1985 and
I like
state.
that the application only takes 10 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't tried that because National Life Group, it's a good 20, 25 plus.
It's so
So then-
easy. It's a 10-minute application. It's
No
fast.
kidding.
Yes.
So you've got some experience here.
Yeah, well, I wrote 2 of them today. I just I got when you get to the qualifying questions, that's the one thing, you have
Oh.
qualifying questions of identity.
Well, look at
And-
this, a big old black bar. Get quote now.
Yeah.
And so it's going to give you, how much, because we put how much we want to put in, 300 a month. And so now it's going to tell you initial premium 300, total coverage is 204,000, guaranteed cash value at age 70 is 28, non-guaranteed is 214. If you guys aren't familiar, almost all illustrations have a non-guaranteed and a guaranteed. The guarantee is 0% floor, meaning the world went to hell in a handbasket every single year for 30 years, and that's going to give you a guaranteed $28,000. Well, that's very highly unlikely. Stock market will go down, but it always goes up. It goes up 70% of the time and down 30% of the time. So over the history now, hopefully it's about the same going forward. So that's where the 214,000 comes. That's the non-guaranteed, but that's usually what we're looking at, because that's going to be more realistic. That's based on more historical facts, the market going up and down. Okay. This is only the market going down and you're at a 0% floor. So it's always good to explain it to them, especially with an annuity. You really want them to understand that, hey, there is a 0% floor. Do you understand that? But the fact that that would ever happen it would be Armageddon. I mean, if the world went to, every year the stock market crashing, that's not going to happen. And then you can actually download this illustration right here to where you can actually see it. So if you click on it, you can actually see it, or you could download it. So now we can actually look and see, look, cash value 0, your surrender value 0 year 1, 1701, 52. I mean, so it's not a horrible, it's a really good product. I'll have to say Ethos is a pretty good product, based on the fact that if you go to Americo or you go to, like if I did the IULE a little bit different, where at the minimum, not trying to overfund it, you'd have like 4 years of zeros. You should never have 4 years of zeros, unless they're just wanting it to be a cash value only. So it's really a good product. And whoever said that they wrote 2 today, that's awesome. Congrats. I hope they all get approved. Did they get approved? Are they instant approved? Did you find out if they got approved right away?
One of them is approved. The second one is where, the verification questions, um, they couldn't remember one of the addresses. And so
Huh.
you have to wait 24 hours
Oh, wow.
before
Before
you
they can
can,
do it again.
yeah. So that's the downfall, um,
Right.
like I said, 10-minute application.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Monica.
Mhm.
All right. So that's, those are the main three, the National Life Group. We do that we do that illustration all the time. So when you guys are on this call, you're going to see National Life Group predominantly because that is kind of more of our go-to. F&G, Mutual of Omaha, Ethos, those are all, they're all really good.
Perfect. One-on-one.
Well, I've got to run. Thanks, y'all.
All
Have a
right,
great
Francis.
week.
Thank
We'll
you,
see you
Francis.
next week.
Okay, so there's a couple people on here. So I can do it real quick just to show you what it looks like. 88% of our business goes through National Life Group. So it is really kind of our go-to. We do cover it all the time, and I'm not going to do a very deep dive on it, but just to show you real quick here. And I put all the links in the chat so you can see them, and just click on them, and then that way you've got it and you know where to go. So unlike that WinFlex, I always try and run them through National Life Group if I can. You just go to the home page, you click illustration. So let's say we're going to do somebody in Tennessee, and so it opens up to the client page. And so all you do, you put their first name, their last name in. I'll put Bill Smith. He's a male, and his birthday is today, 1980. And actually, I'll change it just for one reason. I'll change it to April 16th. And non-tobacco, we put everything through standard. And the reason for that, there's people that come from other companies and they want to put everything through at elite because it shows the client the best pricing. That's really a bad strategy, because if they're elite and they qualify for elite, they're going to get elite, and we get to go and tell them good news. But there's nothing worse than applying with elite, and then all of a sudden they get standard, and you've got to call them back and say, hey, that price we talked to you about? Well, guess what? You're not getting it. Okay. So then you go down to death benefit and funding. It's real easy. Most of the people do min-max, which is minimum death benefit, max cash accumulation. We can also do balanced. Now, Devin told me that balanced was actually the min-max before they came up with a min-max. So he said, that'll give somebody a little more death benefit. And if they totally want to focus on, let's say they say, hey, I've got a $700,000 mortgage, then what you can do, you can just click protection focused, put in the 700,000. I think that's that's 7 million. And then it'll tell you for that person, when you click here to quick view, I forgot to change it to, we want to pay it monthly. So for that person that I'm working with to get 700,000, it's going to cost them $549.66 a month. And there's his 700 grand. So, but normally I'm going to say 95% of the people, they want to do min-max. They want a maximum cash accumulation. So really all you're going to do, it's going to come and it's going to default to none. You click min-max. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you can pay it annually, semi-annually, or monthly. We do monthly. Now, one thing I love about these illustrations, it automatically will default to 1,500. So you click, hey, let's go ahead and specify how much you want to contribute. And then you talk to them. Normally it's add a 0 to your age. So if you're 30, it would be 300 recommended. Or if you save more than that, you can see we have clients that go all the way up to 10,000 a month, 50,000 a month. So what do you feel comfortable, contributing each month? And then you just shut up and they tell you, hey, I'm good at 500 a month. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that from year 1 through age. You're going to be full Social Security at age 67. And then you just click Quick View. And that gets them 276,000 in life insurance, contributing 500 a month. It shows you the cost of the insurance. And then it shows you the maximum amount that they can contribute. So even though they're doing 6,000, if they were to get a $10,000 bonus, they can dump it in here because the maximum contribution in any given year is 18,951. And then I just go down and I show them, okay, this is the policy year, this is your age, you're contributing 6,000 a month. Your accumulation value of that 6,000, 43.49 is going into the accumulation bucket. The rest is going towards life insurance. Now, you'll notice that there's a 0 for the surrender value. And the reason it's 0 is they do not like you borrowing money the first year. And there's no money to borrow. Okay. And then if you scroll down, it'll show the accumulation all the way up to age 67. So if we get a calculator and we say, let's see, you're contributing 6,000 a year, you're doing it for 23 years, you're going to contribute 137,000, and your illustrated value will be 227,000 at age 67. So let me ask you, Mr. Customer, can you get that kind of accumulation putting your money in the bank? Well, no, I can't. So, you're almost doubling the money that you're putting in. You're putting 138,000 and you'll have 227. And then what you can see is that once the cash accumulation exceeds the death benefit, the IRS requires the insurance company to keep the death benefit 5% over the cash accumulation. So, Terry, if you average woman lives to 88, you'll have 874,000 in cash accumulation, which has pushed the death benefit that you'll leave behind to 917,000. So now one of the common questions you'll get is, do I get both the 874 and the 917? No, you don't. You just get the death benefit. So bypasses probate, goes right to your beneficiaries. If you live to 95, that'll be 1.3 million. Now, the index we use at National Life Group is the S&P 500 point-to-point cap focus. It's been returning about 8.25% a year. And this is showing accumulation of 6.4% a year. So it's actually a little bit conservative, but that's kind of their philosophy, right? They would rather be more conservative and underpromise and overdeliver than overpromise and underdeliver. So that's how you show it. And then when you, any questions? No? Okay. So the process let me explain the process. We got to put in a request for coverage, and you got to see if you can get covered. And that's going to take between 3 days and 3 weeks. And so after 3 weeks, you get approved. You'll have 120 days to make any changes. So if you say, hey, Neil, I need to think about this, well, you're going to have not only 3 weeks, but another 120 days to run your spreadsheets. So let's say you come back and you go, man, I should have done 750. We can change it. It's just all it is a phone call to the company within 120 days, and we raise it up. If you come back and you say, hey, Neil, I should have done 500, I should have done 350, we can make that change. So here's the question. Are you comfortable applying at 500? Do you want to increase it or decrease it? And that's our close. And then what we love about it, let's say I'm working with Terry and Terry's like, no, I need to do 750 a month. Okay, so you just put it in there. pop over here and you can show them, okay, it raised the death benefit up to 415, increased the cash accumulation. And then down here we looked at 88 before, and now you're over $1 million. So it's so easy to use, compared to WinFlex. And then when you want to submit an app, all you do is click on that button, you save it, and it goes right into the application. So typically what we do a discovery call, 15 minutes, find out what they're looking for. Then we switch over, we do the PowerPoint, go to this illustration, we close them, and we go write the policy. And usually start to finish, that takes about an hour and a half. So anyways, that's plenty for tonight. That's a lot of info. So before we sign off, any questions on leads? Any questions on the illustrations?
I got a quick one now.
Yeah, Mark.
You said that you're doing the S&P 500. Are you not doing the pay setter anymore?
No, the pay setter, it defaults to pay setter, but the one we downloaded all the interest crediting and we looked at it, put it on a spreadsheet, and the highest returning index since 2011 has been the S&P 500 Cap Focus. It's been 8.38% a year.
Okay, good.
Yeah.